Yo, what's up, my people? It's your boy Marcus David once again. So this time around, I'm gonna be talking about buying a car in Germany. So this question came about when recently I posted this video here, on how to get your driving license, your international driving license converted in Germany for as cheap as money as possible, from as little as 500 euros, as little as 500 euros. I did not, you know, down on the comment there was a heated debate about some other guys who were like, yo, it's a scam, you can't get a driving license in Germany for 500 euros, blah, blah, blah. This kind of people always kind of quick to comment on a thumbnail before even checking out the video. So, yeah, man, I say as little as 500 euros, and don't be quick to judge everything by the thumbnail. It doesn't cost you anything. So long as you see it's a YouTube link, just check it out. Check out what information inside it. Don't be just so conclusive to think, be like, no, it's a scam. No way you get a driving license for 500 euros in Germany. If you still doubt it, check out that video. That's how you convert your driving license in Germany, your international driving license in Germany, for as little as 500 euros. This depends on how good you are, how quick you are to learn, So it's a true thing. That's what I did. That's how I converted my Kenyan driving license to German driving license. For me, it was like around 500. Let's say almost 600 is what I pay. But like I said, minimum of 500. I did some extra driving classes. That's why it ended up being almost 600. But like I said, if everything goes to as planned, you could spend as little as 500. So back to the next topic. So after I made that video about how to convert a driving license, somebody reached out to me and asked me, like, how do you go about buying a car in Germany? The question was basically targeting like the second-hand car, the first, let's say the first car after you've gotten a driving license. You don't want to go for an expensive thing because you're still a learner, or you're not that really much comfortable about driving, so you cannot risk going for a expensive car. So this is basically targeting a second-hand car. Second-hand car basically doesn't mean it has to be from the first person to the second hand. Second-hand, it's an old car. Basically what we mean with this topic. So how to go about it, which tips could help you get a good second-hand car. There's so many short cars out there. You might go for something which you think, yeah, it's supposed to be a status car, and you end up getting a burden on yourself. You end up spending much time on your way to the garage than enjoying that drive, on your first car. So the reason I'm making this video is because it's very interesting out there. When you're going hunting for the first car, it's very interesting. There are so many in Germany. We have so many car dealers, not auto house. Don't confuse this with auto house, because I'm trying to find a differentiation. Auto house is like they are warranted by the manufacturer, like let's say VW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, to sell the cars for them. Those are auto house. That's what we call them, auto house. But the kind of dealers I'm talking about here is the one that you always see on the street and on Verkauf. Like, they buy cars from you, they can buy the car from you, or they can sell a car to you. And mostly they want cash money. They're not really into checks or into bank transfer and everything. They always like, we want quick money. They'll give you a contract, no doubt, benefit of doubt. So it doesn't mean that they just want to sell you something illegal, you drive around with it. No, you'll make the contracts and everything, you'll sign everything, but they mostly want it in cash, because they say, yeah, it's cheap car, it's cheap money, we need quick change of money, so we don't want too much movement of bank and blah 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 blah. So that's how it is, and that's what makes things tricky. So for me, the best tip always, like, when you want to get a second-hand car, better buy direct from a seller. But the tricky part of this is when you buy direct from somebody, like let's say a private person like me. I'm selling a car to you, and the disadvantage of this part is mostly people. If I'm selling privately to you, you'll not get any Gewährleistung. Gewährleistung is something that we call, like, I guarantee you for a year, like because mostly they do it in a year. When these simple handlers sell it to you, they give you a guarantee for a year. But if you're buying from a private person, you'll not get that guarantee. They'll tell you, okay, if you're getting it, you're buying for this price, I'm giving it to you. Whatever happens, you're on your own. That is the risky part when you're buying from a private person. But the advantage when you're buying from a private person, you know the history of that guy. If that person is really genuine, that's why now the critical part, the crucial part is if that person who's selling you is genuine, really genuine, because we got so many scammers. They're not scammers. I mean, crooked people out there. Like, let's say I want to be selling my car because it is a bit faulty and everything. But when I put that advertisement online, I don't disclose the problem the car has. Basically, most Germans are always honest about it. They write it, what kind of problem the car has and everything. But there are some bad elements, mostly foreigners, I would say. Sorry to say that, but mostly foreigners. I know even me, but when I put an advertisement online to sell my car, nobody will trust me 100% because this has been proven. Most of the foreigners are like, they bring their bad apple mentality, like they don't want to discuss everything. They just want to sell, that's the problem. So the best for me, I always say buy from a private person, but you should be able to vet if that private person is genuine. Most of us always say buying a car from a rentner. Rentner is a old guy, the guy on retirement. These old people, they always take care of their cars. We always say they take care of their cars like their babies. So every people always watch out if there's any old person selling their cars and everything, which basically I would say it's has been proven 80 to 90%. It's always been worthy. Like my car, this car, really, I bought it from a guy who was old age, like a rentner or something like that. He was the second owner of this car, so I was lucky I got it. I'm the third person. How you get to know that? There's a fahrzeug brief there. It always states fahrzeug brief is a car document. That one can prove to you that this is the third owner or the fourth owner. That it always states how many people have owned that car. So for me, I would say it was a jackpot. I took around, let's say, a month checking out, and almost 2 months actually. Checking out, I had seen some other crappy cars which I was like, but likely out of, when you're looking for a car also, try not to hide the information to yourself. Share with some 2 or 3 people who you trust. They will be on the lookout for you. Like now, let's say this car, somebody gave me a heads up, like, yeah, I know somebody who's selling a car, and then I went and checked it out, and it was dope, and I was like, immediately I took it, even though after a while I had to repair something small, but that is the only repair I've ever done in this car. The other things are just normal maintenance, brake change, oil change, and etc. This kind of small change gets to prove that all people take care of their cars well. The narrative is not a lie. It's really true. So things to watch out while you are, like I said, from a private person is something good, but it's not all the time that they are available. If at all you decide to check out on the online platforms, we got something like mobile.de, autoscout.de. We got people selling their cars on eBay, Kleinanzeiger. We got people auctioning their cars on eBay, which I will be like, really don't. eBay, for somebody to conclude to go auction their car on eBay, he'll be like telling you not the whole information. They will not be telling you all the problem the cars has. They'll be selling you the look of the car. So you'll be seeing the look of the car with a bit small description written there, and they'll be like, before you make a bid, you can try make your way, come over, check out the car. You can do a test road or something like that. So sometimes the car is a bit too far from you. Like the car is maybe, let's say, in Munich or Dortmund, and you live in Hanover or Berlin, and maybe you don't have that time to go make a test run on that car. So some people end up bidding blindly, like they see the pictures of the car which has been made and be thinking, yeah, this car looks nice and everything, but they forget car is not the looks. Looks are deceiving. It's like every pretty woman. Not every pretty woman has a good temper, or sometimes some of them always temperamental and crazy when you get to know them much deeper and deeper. So that's the same way with the car, you know. A car, you can't just look like, oh, it looks nice, some nice rims and everything. Mechanical could be faulty, you know. So you have to do a test drive. That is most important while buying a car. So I'll say eBay auctions, it's rarely when you have a jackpot or not, unless you I don't know. I'll put that. I'll cross that away. Or not unless you make a point to go make a test drive and everything, and then you can try do what do you call it? Try your luck on the bidding. But most cases, if person is selling, let's say let's say I'm trying to sell my car on eBay, you know, try to auction it. In most cases, people put that minutes per track, like the least amount is supposed to be bidded. Like let's say I'll put 2,000. If anybody bids less than 2,000, I'm not selling that car. If anybody bids more than 2,000, he can take the car. If you bid 2001 or 2002, 2003 or 2005, you take the car. Reason being is, one thing I as a seller could try and risk doing that, because at the end of the day I might be able to maybe get some few amount on top of what I won least out of that car. Or maybe somebody stupid could end up clicking on that, thinking, oh, the car looks nice, and trying to think, oh, that car could be 2,500 euros in my value, or how they analyze the things, you know. They're every kind of person out there who and sometimes all these people do right there. If you bid, if you win this auction, and at the end of the day you have to pay. If you win the auction and later on you can't come and just say, no, sorry, I made a mistake, I can't buy this car, then they have already stated there, like Iritum Anbitung could cost you 50% of the cost of the car. So like, watch out, don't try to try your luck there. Maybe it might end up, a guy might end up taking you to court and saying, yeah, this guy spoiled my auction, I could have sold my car for 2,000, he kind of bidded, won the bid, but he's not paying up the money. So they were like, and they already stated here clearly, like, if you don't pay up, then you'll have to, if you bid and win the auction and you don't pay up, then you'll have to minimum part with 1,000 euros as compensation of spoiling the auction. So eBay Kleinanzeigen, I think, is not the best place. So there's this other main platform, Mobile. They have already mentioned. Autoscout 24 is also a good platform, but there are big scammers inside there, so you have to watch out from the scammers. Like I said, most of the people try to hunt and get cars from private sellers, and this is where the trick is, because there are so many scammers out there. I'm talking about a true experience I experienced on mobile.de last year. I'm not saying in that platform is the only place where they have so many scammers. They are all over there in Autoscout 24. Name any platform, they are all over there, because you know, digital world, everybody is hiding behind the keyboard and posting their things and trying to get the dumb ass people to send them money. So in this case scenario, tricks and things when you're trying to buy a car, always go to get somebody who knows a bit about cars, tag him along, always go together, and always trying to have the second opinion from the second person, like check the most important, don't go for the looks, just see the mechanical, how good is the car, do a simple test drive, how do you feel the car is, and everything. People could tell you the car has tooth, if possible, and you're doing it during the week, if possible, you can also go to a tooth teller and tell them, like, you can agree with the seller and tell them, the seller is saying, okay, the car, so you can just say, I just want to take the car to somebody so I can see under the car, because most people don't have the we call it heavy unit, where you could access and see the car on the base side. So maybe you could just say, do you mind if I take this car to some place? I just want to inspect the downside and everything. If the person is like reluctant, no, I don't allow that, then think twice about that deal. If possible, like I said, take it to some place where they could just check it and see if that car is not really rusted down the underside is not really roasted. You could get a car, maybe the person selling to you with 1 year tooth, and then when the tooth is over, you can't get the tooth out of that car. So always try to get somebody who has a bit of know-how on the cars, and also do a bit of research, and also be careful on the online platforms. So another tip, just in case you owning a car and you want to sell your car, like I said, these handlers are, I call them vouchers. They are the vouchers out there. Let's say I want to sell my car here. If I put it online, I know so many handlers will come, and from Romania, from everywhere. Most old cars, they always go to east of Europe. But if the car would still be, yeah, like, I don't care who's coming to buy, be it private people, be it handlers and everything. There's so many scammers out there who try to make you sell your car at a cheaper price. And this is one trick that so many people always try to do. I've had it from so many people, my colleagues at work, from everybody. Everybody knows this trick. Maybe you're the one who doesn't know. People might be coming to try and buy your car. So maybe you're just alone, they've come two people. They always bring along, most of the time, a small bottle with oil. Or they could bring a small bottle with oil and another bottle with some white creamy thing. Like, let's say they could take something like slime. I don't know if you know this slime, what kids play with and everything. So this is the trick they always do. Like, maybe you're there together, they're inspecting your car, so they're trying to check out the car, how it is. Like I said, they are mostly, when people are two, you'll be engaging much with one, and the other one might be trying and look and look and look. So when they open the bonnet up, like motorhaube bonnet, the most trick most people do, they'll go where to the Koelflüssigkeit is. That is not the radiator water. Yeah, the radiator water, but in modern cars it's different. The radiator is always here at the front, but we have this cool metal which always goes circulated through the engine and cool off the engine. Most of the trick people always open up there when you're not seeing. Take the small bottle of oil, pour it inside there, and kind of close where the bottle where you put the oil in the car. Open it up, put a bit of slime on that cap downside. Close it up. You're not seeing that time because you're engaging with the other person over there. And then all of a sudden be like, yo, this guy is like, what is this? It has a bit of oil in the cool Flüssigkeit, or in the cool meat. And furthermore, you know that is a bit dangerous. So since the circulation, where the cool meter is going, it doesn't come in contact with any oil. So you're like, how did oil come inside there? You know, it's too risky for your engine. There's some fault in your engine. So like, in that moment, you don't even want to start that car because you don't know what could be the damage. They'll end up opening the lid again, showing you, oh, we have some so creamy white stuff here. So I think the oil is contaminated. It's kind of proves now the oil is contaminating with water. So there's some leakage somewhere. They pull up this stand just to show you, either we buy this car at a cheaper price, we go repair it ourselves, or you just stay there, you're so buffed, you don't know what's happened to your car, and you're afraid, and they'll be like, damn, this guy is so dangerous. Have you been driving like that? It's too dangerous. Maybe the engine will knock the next minute. And so by that time, you might be convinced, like, okay, I was offering my car for 5,000. I'll be like, okay, with 3,000 we could take this car, but no, this too much to repair. I won't take it for more than 3,000. And for a person who doesn't know much, will be like, okay, be thinking, okay, that's too much cost, which I will have to undergo to repair the car. Just take it for 3,000, just for the sake, you know, trying to get the burden out of you. But you just don't know you've been scammed to sell your car at a cheaper price than it's supposed to be. That's why I always say, watch out when you're selling the car. Be the first one. Come there, open the bonnet for them, show them around, tell them, yeah, this is how the engine looks. Or sometimes they could even pour some bit of oil on the side of the engine, like, oh, there's a leakage somewhere in the engine, you know. Just open up the bonnet, inspect the car before, open up your bonnet, show them this is the bonnet, this is how the motorhaube looks like. Open the Koelflüssigkeit, show them like, yeah, it's in the level, close it, oil the deck. Normally, for a car which is driven around city center and everything, it has some creamish, brownish under the cap. That is normal. That is very, very normal. Don't be scared about that. So be the one to show them that sexual part. Be there when they're inspecting that. Don't make a move out of that. So you'll have killed their move on how to like kind of scam you. Like that's the best trick you could ever do when you're trying to sell your car. Like I said, you leave them out of sight, you haven't checked them together, they might do that, and then they might try to scare you like that shit could spoil your engine. It needs to be sorted out as quickly as possible. They'll give you the least amount of money so that you could get the burden out of them, and they be like, we will repair that by ourselves, So these are the kind of things to watch out with these scammers out there. There are too many, man. There are too many. So, like I said, private sellers are good, but there are so many rotten people out there. If you decide to go to an auto handler, the unverkauft people, yeah, there are too many these days. Basically these days, too many of them are foreigners. Not really foreigners. Some are born here, but they have immigration history, like let's say Arab families, Turkish families, and everything. Most of them, not all of them, most of them are there to make money, pure money. So they'll just buy some scrappy car out there, try to make it look better, put some nice wheels, try to sell it for good money. Tooth, like I said, tooth, people believe in tooth. I used to believe in tooth too much. I used to believe like if a car has tooth, then this car must be in good condition. But just recently I came to realize tooth can be bought. People are buying tooth, especially these handlers. That's what I'm saying. Handlers, you have to be careful with them. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube, just check for tooth abzocke, tooth betrug, tooth afterwards. You will see the kind of scamming that has been done there. Some cars are even given tooth, even without the tooth proof of being there. It's just a telephone call away. Yeah, I have this car here, I want to sell. I need this tooth. They just put the tooth sticker up. So many of you, like I at first didn't know that TOOF is a private organization. It's not, it's controlled by the government, but it is private. They are privately owned companies. So they're out there to make money like any other business. So that's why if you want to get more information on how these things work, just go by YouTube. There's so many investigative things about the TOOF, TOOF betrug, TOOF abzocke, and blah, blah, blah. So your car could be having these are true stories. This conversation I was having with my work colleague yesterday. He bought his Mercedes E-Class. I think it's a 2012 model. He bought it just recently. So the car has a fresh tooth. Fresh tooth. It's a second-hand car. Fresh tooth and everything. So recently, I don't know what prompted him to think of changing his brakes. Like the car tooth. Recently, he himself, after even he bought the car, he took it to DECRA. They kind of checked the car and everything. It was passed 100%, no faulty. Then I don't know what prompted him to change the brakes. I have forgotten why. So he wanted to change the front brakes. So he kind of went to change the brakes. When the mechanic just dismantled the brakes, the brake pad was so thin, like it was really complete down. I think he felt it when he was driving, so he felt like the brakes are a bit not really nice, so he kind of wanted to change them. The brakes disc was like done. It was like not it's a metal part and there's the brake layer, so the layer was completely down. So the mechanic who dismantled the brakes held the brake pad at this high level, let it drop, and it broke into two. Like that's how done the brakes was. That's how done the brakes was. My guy was shocked. He was like, shit. And I was driving with this car like 230, let's say 180, 200 kilometers per hour on the autobahn, And then the guy asked, should we try it with the disc? There's always the brake pad and there's the brake disc. And they're already done, so these were not things to be mounted anyway. So like the disc fell down, had a crack, did not break, had a crack and everything. And the guy was like, shit, this car just passed TOOF recently. Like they didn't even write anything about the brakes. They didn't even mentioned the brake should be changed soon or something like that. Like the car passed with zero faultiness. Like he was kind of shocked also. He was like contemplating, should I go sue them or something like that? But some things are just no. You have to know by yourself. So because maybe sometimes to think, this guy is, if it's about brakes, he just think of himself. He just to know when to change the brakes and everything. So I'm not saying they're all crooks and out there, but there are some bad elements. So just be on the watch out when you're buying your car. Try to go with two people when you're buying a car. Try have a second person or be as sharp as when you're selling a car too. Like I said, they put oil and everything. Just be there, be on the attentive, because they will try do the best way so that you could sell the car at a cheaper price so that they can resell it again at a good amount of money. And another thing, this goes for anybody who's selling a car. This one, never ever sell a car when it's still registered under your name. Reason I'm saying this, it's because there are some people who might come to you, like I could come to you, let's say I'm from Anova, maybe you're a seller, you live in Berlin or somewhere. I say, okay, I want to buy this car, but at the moment I don't have the right number plate, because there's this one day or 1 week number plate you could get just to transport your car from point A to point B when you purchase the car. But I could come with the sense like, oh, it's too much of a stress me getting that kind of number plate. Let me take the car with the number plate, then I'll deregister it tomorrow. Like I will go deregister the number plate tomorrow, and I will send you a number plate and everything. You might believe that person. Maybe it's somebody even you know from, like it's somebody you would trust in such kind of way because he has already paid the full amount, and you'll be thinking, okay, it's just 1 day or 2 days, you just want to get the car off you. What happened these days, like I said, people don't think kilometer are always manipulated in Germany. This happens. So this person might buy a car from you. Could be a genuine person. Could go and deregister the car next day. But I've seen cases like when people have bought cars, drove with them, like let's say they promised to deregister the car. Maybe you still don't need that number plate, and you'll be thinking, okay, like, he will register the number plate, and he maybe register the number plate with his name. Maybe you just want to get a new number plate, because mind you, in Germany you can customize your number plate, or you can hold your number plate to multiple cars. Like this number plate which I'm using now, when I deregister from this car, I can take the same number plate and put on my next car. That is possible here in Germany. Like, but other places or countries, like let's say Kenya, where I'm from, if a car has a number plate, the number plate is permanent on that car. No matter to whom you sell it with the number plate. But here it's different. You could retain the number plate to yourself, or the number plate could be deregistered from you, and somebody else could also register with that number plate if you allow them, because it's upon you. So in this sense, maybe you don't want that. You just want to customize another number plate. You just sell it them together with that, and with the promise we're gonna deregister the number plate. What they do, they get everything, the first auction also from you. They'll go maybe before selling the car or before registering the car, they will manipulate the kilometers done. Let's say you're selling a car which has already covered 350,000 kilometers, 350,000. They might get the car from you for as cheap as, let's say, 1,000, 1,500 or 2,000 euros. Go manipulate the kilometer, pull it back to, let's say, 150 or 190, then put it out online for 3,000 or 3,500 without your knowledge, and they'll sell it to the other person. So this happens so quick that they don't register their car in their name. You understand me? The last person who is in the first check brief is you. Then the other person will be the person who has now bought the car, because you've made a contract with them. When you're making the contract, you'll be on the safer side, but it could be still also bring some problem, because the person who is buying the car doesn't know, like, you're not the one who's, they'll say they're selling on your behalf, or they just bought the car but they didn't think of using it, they're selling it off. So your name will still be on the first check and everything. But in the fast section or the fast track brief doesn't show the kilometers the car has covered. So mind you, here it was stating you had 350,000, they are selling it to 190. So okay, when you have made a contract with them, you've written stated everything that the car has 350 kilometers, which is always important. Always write that the kilometers which the car has at the moment you're selling it. And now you have the both signatures. If it's at all you don't state the kilometers that the car is currently having when you're selling it, the other person buys it, it has been manipulated, end up sometimes getting an accident or doing something, and then it comes out that this car was manipulated. It could lead back to you, not to them, because if you don't have the information of the person who bought the car, then you're the next person. You're the previous person on the book. You're the previous holder of that car. So it could be alleged that you're the one who manipulated that before selling. So always be careful, because this kind of people will be like, yeah, this car is too cheap. We don't need that. We don't need to make a contract. Let's quick money. Let's change money, quick hands. Don't need to make contract and everything. Be careful. Always do the paperwork. Always do the paperwork. Sign, write the kilometer stand, and everything. No matter if the car is 500 euros or the car is 1,000 euros, or if they're telling you they're taking the car to Poland or Romania or anywhere, just make sure you write that document and sign it, and you hold your copy. You can give him his copy. Make sure you have a copy of the person's ID, just in case these people go do some fishy things, sell the car, it will lead back to you, since they'll never register that car. So this is another important tip that you have to watch out. Don't just think my car is 500 euros, 1,000 euros, 1,500, and be like, yeah, we don't need to do this paperwork. Watch out, man. It's a crazy world over here. So that's much for it. I think I've covered much of the questions. If anybody has any other questions, just write it down in the comments. Yeah, if you like the video, thumbs up. If you don't like the video, I'm gonna shoot you when you put the thumbs down. Just kidding, like always. Yeah, so watch out for more videos. I'm gonna be posting something about this coming in the housing industry, rental housing industry specifically. Yeah, and some other fishy scamming which goes on the internet. Like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to. Just subscribe. You'll get the next video when I post it. Peace out.